So the swimming classification system basically provides the structure for sport for people with disabilities. At an international level, it underpins Paralympic sport, and in Australia we use it to provide a fair and even structure for competition for athletes with disability. There's 16 different classes, and those classes are 1 to 10 for physical, 11 to 13 for vision, 14 is for intellectual impairment, 15 is hearing impairment, and 16 is allocated to people with a transplant. So swimmers will be allocated 3 different classes, and those classes are allocated to particular events that they participate in. So S you might see before a number, which stands for freestyle, backstroke and butterfly. You might see an SB class, which is for breaststroke, and you might also see an SM class, and that's for their medley stroke. So multi-class swimmers might also get exceptions to the swimming rules, which enables them to compete on a fair and even playing field. For example, if you've got a physical impairment that might affect your legs, you might get some rule exceptions that allow you to kick differently to the rules. Likewise for the arms, if you don't have an arm that's going to reach the wall, you might only be able to touch the wall with one arm instead of 2. So that just creates another opportunity for fairness, and it's dependent on your classification.
I'm Maddie Elliott, I'm an S8 swimmer, and that means I've got cerebral palsy, which is 2 limbs affected, so I've got that down my right side. And what caused it was for me to I had a stroke before I was born.
Well, I'm classified as an S9, SM9 and SB8 swimmer, mainly S9 because my main stroke is freestyle. S9 is used for people that are missing, say, half of a limb or have mild cerebral palsy, or it's a lot more of a mild kind of classification. How it affects me is that I have cerebral palsy in both my legs and my right arm. So I have issues with coordinating my arms as well as keeping my hips stable in the water and walking long distances out of the water and such.
So in Australia and at events like the Australian Championships here, we use what's called the multi-class competition structure. And that means that we have a range of different impairment types competing in the same events. So what you'll see in competition is swimmers might touch the wall, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've won the event. The swimmer who swims the time closest to the world's best time in their class for that event will win the race.